Welcome back, everyone. Today I have another research review for you, but before that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. It helps me out quite a bit. Like the video, or leave comments or questions or anything you like on any of my material. I'll get back to you as soon as I can with any pertinent sort of comments. And I'm glad that you're here. But today, this was just published. This month, I think it was maybe just a couple days ago, maybe 5 days ago. This comes from the Annals of the Entomological Society of America, and it's out of South Korea from Yuno Do and Moonbo Choi. So they were looking at this social wasp, Vespa binghamii, or the Bingham wasp. So what's cool about this, you kind of can see the generation of new knowledge in real time. If you look up this species on Wikipedia, there's very little about it. And basically says, it's a nocturnal wasp, which is really cool, but we don't really have a lot of information about it. We don't have a lot of information on its distribution or its habits. And this paper starts to clarify that. And it's a very elegant research paper. It's not super experimental. A lot of it's just observational, and there is some genetic work that was done to verify where this fits in the food chain. But I thought it was cool mostly because it's a nocturnal social wasp, which is not at all common. There's really only one other genus that has this, and I think this is the only species in the genus Vespa that is nocturnal. So that's really neat. It's unique to this genus. And if you are familiar, Vespa isn't just a little Italian moped, although the moped is named after this group. The Vespa are the Vespids, the family, the Vespidae are the social wasps, specifically the hornets, the yellow jackets, things like that. And they are very, very interesting. Frequently they're diurnal. They tend to be predatory daylight hunters. And there's quite a bit known about the Vespids because they're relatively easy to find and easy to collect, because if you can find a nest of them, you have lots and lots of samples. But this particular insect, which I can show you what it looks like here, this is the Bingham wasp. They are relatively large. They are distributed across East Asia. They tend to be cryptic in their nesting habits. They're not like if you've seen like the bald-faced wasps in the U.S. or things like that, where you have these big paper hives hanging from trees. These tend to nest inside trees, so they can be pretty hard to find. And at that, they're not active at all during the day, it turns out. So what they did, they dissected several hives in order to collect this thing called meconium, which is the first poop, basically, of a newly emerged adult wasp from the pupal stage. And will tell you what they ate during, if you do a genetic analysis on it, it will tell you what species they ate during their larval development, or the last things that they ate during their larval development. It's similar, it's the same name as like the first poop of a human baby. But they set up cameras outside these nests to see when the wasps were flying, including thermal cameras so they could see them at night. They dissected a bunch of these nests to document the nest structure and to collect this meconium. And they also put up a ton of traps, which were made out of baited with beer, sugar, and vinegar in order to attract these guys in, to see what elevations they were present at, and what times of the year they were flying around the most. It's just a really elegant kind of first shot at figuring out the environmental habits of this nocturnal wasp. And what they found was really interesting because they are extremely nocturnal. So you can see sunrise and sunset. There's no activity between sunrise and sunset. And then after sunset, the activity shoots up. They're most active around midnight, between 11 and midnight. They tend to be pretty active during the late summer months. And and this was actually really cool as well. Generally speaking, social wasps tend to be predatory, and they don't really care what they feed on. They'll eat pretty much anything they can get their hands on. And these, because they're nocturnal, are also pretty generalist, but they primarily feed on moths. and primarily noctuid moths. And there's actually two species that they feed on all the time, like 60% of the time. So although they are generalist predators, they really have a taste for a certain kind of moth. So they might be really, really important for controlling some of these noctuid species in nature. And noctuids are generally pretty pestilent. Their caterpillars are very destructive to plants. So it could be, I'm not super familiar with these two species, Nipponic segregata and Dipterygia caligadosa. I'm not super familiar, I'm not entirely sure what those feed on. But if they're like other noctuids, they're probably pretty destructive. But they did the sampling all over South Korea, and it's just really, really impressive. They had to hike up all these mountains in order to get a lot of this data, because they do tend to be more mountainous. They did find that these wasps were primarily active at like 1,200 feet above sea level. So it is quite a trip to get a lot of these. And because they nest within trees, it's not obvious where they are, especially because they're only active at night. I mean, it was a lot of, clearly these guys did a lot of work in order to get this data, and it's very, very impressive. I will link to this article in the description, and right now at least it is open access through the ESA, so you can go to their website and download this PDF if you want. And one of you should probably go and update the Wikipedia page now that we have this brand new research that came out within the last week. I haven't seen this. I think this this became available on the website maybe today, because I checked their website pretty frequently and I hadn't noticed it before or seen it before. So it may just be like brand new, hot off the press. So if one of you wants to update the Wikipedia, now you have all this new information that you can fill out that page on. But other than that, I'll let you guys go, and I'll talk to you guys later with more research news.